when you think you've given all you could, they want some more. Constantly combating conversations with connoisseurs. Cognac on deck, I'm on the night shift like the Commodore. 64 system outdated, so give this town applause. Them man the dinosaurs, they ain't dictating my future. I love the game, but everybody be rapping like future. Medusa mind state, I turn you to stone. But I shoot a verse that will make you disperse. The truth that turned into the truth a long time ago. They don't wanna respect it, don't want to acknowledge the power shift. Ego, they protect it, but I will flow like electric. I'm gonna set this off, no apology. I move metric, them man still moving imperial. My tech, cause I'm moving hectic. Moving hectic. you've given all you could, they want some more. Constantly combating conversations with connoisseurs. Cognac on deck, I'm on the night shift like the Commodore. 64 system outdated, so give this town applause. They're man of dinosaurs, they ain't dictating my future. I love the game, but everybody be rapping like future. Medusa mind state, I turn you to stone. I shoot a verse that will make you disperse. The truth that turned into the truth a long time ago. They don't wanna respect it, don't want to acknowledge the power shift. Ego, they protect it, but I will flow like electric. I'm gonna set this off, no apology. I move metric, them man still moving imperial. My tech, cause I'm moving hectic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, and it is time for round one of the returning DTM World Championship. And what a sight to be seen here. We're live at the best place to be here for DTM racing. We're at the Hockenheimring in Germany for the German Grand Prix, of course. And what a round of racing we have for you here today. 20 drivers will enter the fray, but only one will call himself the winner out of round one. But as we get into action here, lots of brand new liveries to look at. New cars as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun out here. But yes, as I was saying, fantastic liveries on track. And we are out here for a special one. So 5 rounds. So this is the shortest championship of the year in terms of the DTM World Championships, of course. But that's still not going to deny these drivers a fantastic 5-round championship. We got to say our congratulations last week at South Dakota Circuit to Daniel Santos on taking the title. I know he's somewhere around, probably watching the stream on his comfortable couch and just relaxing and watching the action unfold here today. But with 4 minutes left to go until we get to the beginning of qualifying, let's take you through what the championship looks like. We're going to start off here today with the Hockenheimring, and then next week, October 25th, we head on over to Watkins Glen for the American Grand Prix, and then we get to the halfway point at a classic, Donington Park, the returning track every year, and we've already done Donington Park, but it was the national layout back at the TCR Championship earlier on, but now this time, we're going to be using the full GP layout. After that, we head on to the home stretch, a track that a lot of our Indonesian community has been waiting for, and it's finally here. We're going to be heading for the Indonesian Grand Prix November 8th, and then we round it off at Italy, Monza Speedway style. And if you know us from years past, that shouldn't be a shock to you. So, a fantastic 5-round championship that these drivers are going to be going through here today. Let's take you through what the format here today looks like. So we started off with free practice back at 4 o'clock, and then we're going to be getting into qualifying at 4:43. We're just going a bit past that now because we had a little bit of technical difficulties. So we're going to have 15 minutes of qualifying nonetheless. And then the main event, the race. And for the first time in DTM history, we're going to be racing 1 hour. So, lots of action to go through here today, and interesting rules to go through here. So, mandatory compound change. For the first time in this championship, it's not a single tire that the drivers are going to be dealing with. It's now 2 tire compounds, the softs and the hards. So, the drivers have a lot of strategy to play with for the first time. As well as that, the pit window returns, but it's a lot more wider now. It's going to open 5 minutes into this race and close in the final 10 minutes. Returning for GT4 once again for DTM. It's no pit limiter. Anything goes in the pits. Get in there as fast as you can. Get out as fast as you can. And no virtual safety cars. Once again, continuing the trend. So lots of action to unfold here today. And as we have just about 17 drivers into the session, and 1 minute and 33 left to go before we get the action underway. Let's take you through some of the cars. The returning since 2022. It's the CMRSC safety car. It's been so long since we've seen this bad boy. It's not going to be used out here today, but maybe one day. Let's go through the other cars. Here we have Kasper Tatsuyaki for Team Nano Shift. Beautiful livery done here. Let's try to see how many we can get done in a minute. Mark Crawford is going to be sporting the X-Play livery, sticking with X-Play for this championship, and it's a special one. They are the defending champions. You cannot forget Marlon Young, your champion last year. Miss Midnight Bloom Layla rocking the Galaxy Triton livery. Who do we have next? Evan Steinberg in the number 35 Valhalla target car. He loves New York. Escape Racing X Valhalla, new teammates. We'll see what turns out. And yes, you just saw who just set the fastest lap there. We'll talk about him in a moment. Newcomer here. We have Emily from Brazil. Fantastic iRacing. This is an awesome looking car. And then, if you're a fan of AC Friends and you're a part of the community, well, this individual needs no introduction. Tim from What iRacing or What Racing. Beautiful livery. All right, that's some of the cars in the pits. A couple more are going to come in there. Lots of Easter eggs to look out for. Checkered flag comes out. And yes, one of those drivers that you did see. No livery today, but it's Luca Andretti, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe it? He's back. Last time we saw him was back in February for GT3. He is, of course, your multi-time world champion in CMRSC with some of the most wins in CMRSC. He's a real history maker and could be the man to beat. Very happy to see Luca Andretti back. He puts a smile on my face, that's for sure. Regan Milana in the paddock pen says, if I get a podium today, I deserve an Instagram follow. Deal. You get it. I think I see Eamon in chat. It's a nice livery from Casper. Indeed. A couple other drivers here. This is teammate with Layla, Andy Park. Who else do we have that we can find in the pits? We're still waiting till we get qualifying underway. Just about 5 minutes behind schedule. Here's Nixon from Trinidad. Show me your heart. Back once again. Another purple livery, but still very awesome to see. 30 seconds to go till we get into qualifying. Let's try to finish this up quick. Dan and Nasseir, AMR for Nasseir GP. Love that there. Let's kind of speed up here. The BWT car of Ilham Lesmana. Leslie Owens rocking the Mach livery. Shout out Speed Racer. Klaus Klitt in the Mercedes. The Nismo X Mercedes. Mike Van Dorn in the Barbie car. And that's going to round out your grid. Let's open up the floodgates. Green light is out. Qualifying is underway. Here we go. 15 minutes. They all race out of pits. Look at them go. 15 minutes of qualifying for 7 days of practice for this round. It all comes down to this. And Leslie Owens kicked due to her ping, and that's one of the new things that we have, and she'll be rejoining very shortly. Hopefully it doesn't hamper in the race. Ilham coming out, Dan Indus here coming out, Casper Tesiaki, a couple of them waiting just before they get out. So we're here, of course, live at the Hockenheimring. It's the German Grand Prix, and it's round 1 of the championship. We look live here, this beautiful mod crafted for us here today. And the drivers are going to be coming up very, very soon into the stadium section. Question is, who's going to lead us? I have a sneaky suspicion it could be Andy Park. So we're going to catch these times coming up now. And there they go. Into the stadium section. Followed by Luca Andretti. It's going to be cinema here, and it's just qualifying. As Andy Park rounds out the final corner, let's go through a lap around Hockenheim. Let's get on board right now. What does it take to get pole position? That's the question. So as he heads into turn 1 now, bit onto the brakes and then right back out onto the circuit here. Turn 2, hard on the brakes for the right-hander. Flick it into the left. And as we're doing that there, we're going to make sure our audio levels are good to go. I think we're just noticing here that audio was off. So there we go. We're back here. Andy Park has decided to step outside. Oh, he's decided to turn off the course for just a moment there. But either way now, as we continue, there is Luca Andretti. And that is a very exciting name to see, of course, as he's going to be exiting out of the second sector now. Purple 56.7. And he's coming around to it now. Oh, he goes a little bit off 2 wheels, just off the circuit. Hold on there, Luca. But here we go, final complex now. Luca Andretti, what can you do, sir, on your return back home? Luca to the line, and the lap that the drivers are going to be chasing down to 1:31.940. Tim Stall with a 1:26.721 is going to lay down the fastest lap time here in qualifying. So your first round still coming through. Here's Anderson Baiano coming around to turn 1. He sets it on a lap of 39. A lot of drivers getting their first laps done here, but as you see Christian Rahul just going through into the pits now. Regan Milana. Well, Regan Milana has had a lot of nicknames here. In just a moment, I'll tell you. But yes, Regan Milana has gone through a lot of jobs. He was Officer Milana back at TCR. He was the taxi man back at the Endurance Championship. I know I'm forgetting some, but this time it's Dr. Milana, and I'm afraid that my face may be on that car. I don't want to look at it at all. Let's get back that map though, and let's find out where these drivers are as they come around the final couple of corners. And we're going to be looking here at Tim Stall. Luca Andretti just ahead of him. Luca Andretti, fastest lap of the session, 1:26.573. Tim can only muster up a 1:26.721. Andy Park also put in a lap time of a 1:27.454. 15 concurrent viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in this week to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. We're on course for, what are we at? 2,500 subscribers. We're almost there. It's very incredible how amazing this community is, and thank you so much for all your support. 10 minutes left to go. Also, if you like sim racing, you like Thrustmaster, head on over to official Thrustmaster website, and you can save up to 15% using code CMRSC on checkout, and all proceeds go right back to the league. Thank you so much, Thrustmaster, for allowing us into your partnership program. Man, does that feel awesome to say sometimes. 10 minutes left to go as we get into this one. Chad is saying they want to see the Barbie livery. We're going to give them the Barbie livery. Do we have driver names on? Yes, we do. Here's the Barbie car, driven by Mike Van Dorn. His teammate is a couple hours away from home. He might not make the start of this one. There's your Barbie car. It looks absolutely stunning. It is gorgeous out there. But let's head back up to the front here, and these two not giving each other a break. The Swiss Superman coming out here strong on provisional pole, but 9 minutes left to go, but still anything and everything can happen. It's so funny to imagine Tim Stall earlier on mentioning that he hates Hockenheim. He loves Watkins Glen, though, which will be coming up next week. So it's very interesting to see how, yet, he's still one of the fastest guys on track. So Luca Andretti, purple in the first sector. Looks like, no, it's Christian Rahul. Purple in the second sector. Luca Andretti matching in the first. Let's find out where Rahul is. There he is. Let's try to get a better camera. I think that might be your best camera there for Luca Andretti on the timing board. Here comes Christian Rahul round the final corner in the Mercedes. What can he do? From fourth, he goes to third. He's got the rainbow of sectors on his lap there. Green, purple, yellow. Let's find out where Tim is. He should be behind Luca Andretti. Luca, however, is going quicker. So, what is this lap going to work out for him? Time will tell, that's for sure. And you see Tim Stall. He was working on this new technique. It's the no hands movement. It's the look ma, no hands. As you see, not even touching the steering wheel, using the force. Here comes Luca, round the final corner, straight to the line, using all the exit curve available to him, and he crosses, and he does not go quicker. Another sector, all three different colors. He takes it back to the pits. Tim Stall, nothing can be done just yet. 7 minutes left to go. And we're still awaiting who's taking it. Is it going to be Luca Andretti? Can Tim fight back? Those are truly your only two that so far in the practice week, they have been pushing hard for the fastest times out there. As Ramau takes it to the pits. Here's Andy Park. Very quick sim racer out here joining us. Debut race for him as well. So very happy to see him. Number 31, of course. Who else do we have on track? There is Nurse, or Dr. Milana, as he's heading out on track. Just gonna shuffle right behind Klaus Klint for not just Valhalla. For the first time, his team name slightly changes. It's Valhalla X Escape Racing. He teams up with Evan Steinberg. But your eyes don't deceive you, folks. That's a livery that has the Hyundai N on a Mercedes, and Dr. Milana called it the Hyundai Sadies. And honestly, fitting. Tim Stall goes to provisional pole position, 26.503. And he's just hit us with a lap time out of thin air. He wasn't even purple. That's why we didn't even get a notification that he was going quick. Slow in the first sector, positive second and third. The gap for pole is 7 1,000ths of a second. Or 70,000ths of a second. Man, I'm getting tripped up out here. This qualifying session's just getting more and more exciting out here. Christian Ramau to the line. He's going to start his new one. But yeah, no notification that he was even going quick. We did get notification that Park was going quick. So, time's changed now. Can Luca match that one? Can he get back into this one? That's the big question. That's on the top of our head. So 4 minutes, 50 seconds left to go. We'll round it out. We'll call it 5 minutes left to go here in qualifying. And we have a racing coming up, so you do not want to go anywhere for it. That's for sure. Flicking it into the right-hander, then hard onto the brakes. Flick it left now. And now through right-hander. Oh, hard on the curb. He's been kicked off, and looks like our track's gone out of outer space. I may have to rejoin the session, but we're going to stick around for qualifying, and we're just going to get that little bug sorted. It's just a matter of rejoining, which is a bit annoying sometimes. Nonetheless, though, Christian Ramau, that's the last thing that he wanted. But he's still going to come around and finish this lap time, and nonetheless, it's not going to be an improvement. So he's going to back off. He's going to try this one again. Let's look at the rest of the competition around here. There's Emily in her debut. P16, Evan Steinberg to the line, and he's actually going to shuffle his way up to P9. So now P16 belongs to Mark Crawford, followed by Leslie Owens. Then it's Anderson Baiano, Klaus Klint, Danny Nasseir, Nixon Roll, and then we get back to our top 10. Layla, Miss Midnight Bloom, Evan Steinberg, Mike Van Dorn, Casper Tazayaki, Ilham Lesmana, Regan Milana, Andy Park, Christian Ramau, Luca Andretti, and Tim Stall. So far, this is what it's looking like for pole position. Tim Stall, fastest, 1:26.503. Luca Andretti is a bit quicker on this lap. What can he do around the final corner, around the Hockenheimring, straighten up on the exit curb, race to the line, time is ticking, and he's gonna not be able to take pole. Tim Stall, however, will improve a 26.392. What a lap from him, and the times are just getting quicker and quicker. Purple in the third. We just cannot catch a break. And this is fantastic qualifying. It's dominated. Tim Stall, Luca Andretti. I didn't get word if Luca's going to stick with us throughout this championship, but I know he'll be racing for the first one. It'll be awesome to see a fantastic fight, and we're still waiting for the race. So, 2 minutes left to go here in qualifying. Of course, everyone is on that soft compound tire in this one. Looking to properly nail down a very good lap out here. But time is ticking. We're running out of time here. And Luca racing his way around the circuit. He's going to try to go for another lap. Look how close he gets to that wall. I know it's basically an outlap here, but still. He is pushing, wanting to get as many laps as humanly possible. And now final corner for him, and we're going to stick with him this time around. So Luca Andretti has about basically 2 laps to go for pole, and we don't know his fuel situation. Turn 1. Like a breeze. Heading into T2 now. Hard on the brakes. He goes to the 100-meter board, flicking it into the right-hander. On the exit curb, onto the right-hander. Andy Park going quicker this lap. We're going to keep an eye on him. Luca Andretti improving this time by 1.2 in the first sector. Hard on the brakes. Taking a look at that gear. Meanwhile, round the final couple of corners, Andy Park racing to the line from 4th place. Can he improve? Can he take pole position in his debut race? He only goes to 2nd. He's knocked down Luca. Andretti under fire now. 16 seconds to go, and he's not going to be able to make a lap. So you know what? This is his final chance at it. It's shaking up qualifying here. Park has one more attempt at it. Luca pushing hard now for pole position. Can he do it on his return back to CMRSC? It's a bit slow on the final corner. Here he comes, Luca Andretti. He doesn't improve. Tim Stall takes it to the pits. In your top 3, shuffled at the dying stages. Can Tim hold on the pole? A couple of those drivers left to go here. Here comes Crawford now 17th. He goes to 14th. Good time from him there. Steinberg now from P9. Does he improve? He does not. We look over to P12. Here comes Klaus Klint in the Valhalla machine. Round the final corner. Can he improve this time by? He does not. Here comes Andy Park around the final corner. Any chance for him to sneak a pole out of thin air? No, he does not. Christian Ramau, final car on the circuit to finish qualifying here, stays 4th, and that is qualifying complete. Tim Stall, in his debut, takes pole position here at the Hockenheimring at his home race at the German Grand Prix. It's a 1:26.392, followed by Andy Park in his debut and Luca Andretti returning home. So we're gonna get this one rejoined up. We're gonna get going. All right, congratulations, your top 3, Tim, Andy, and the returning Luca. All right, we're gonna get this one underway now. Best of luck for this one. So rejoining now. Let's get this one back and going here. And we hopefully should be good to go. That's the hope here. 2 minutes, 20 seconds before we get this one underway. Here for the big one. So who is going to take it here today? We're going to swap over to the main screen in just a moment. Do not go anywhere, because it is time to get this one underway here for the first round of championship. Here we go, folks. It's time we get this one underway here today. With the lights on your screen, it's about time we go racing here, and we sound it off. Here we go. 3, 4, and it's 5 lights, and we go racing here for the first round of the championship. Great start there from Tim as we follow by. Andy Park goes through, Luca Andretti, and then it's Christian Romao, and a couple of cars go off. One car goes off hard in the wall as they all shuffle through. Tim in the lead, followed by Andy Park, and Tim is going to want to get away as soon as possible. They all start to file through. There was hard contact in the background. Somebody went deep. Luca Andretti, P3. Mike Van Doorn, P4 behind them. Side by side, 2 by 2. Casper Evan trying to make a big run on here. But as we look up back to the front, Luca Andretti trying to make the move done on Andy Park and not do so this time by. 2 by 2 in the background there. You see 2 of the pink cars out here. Christian Romao, Mike Van Doorn. Oh, Van Doorn, awkward on the curb, hits the wall hard. Oh no, trouble for him. He runs off the circuit. Loses positions, and that's just one little error. Costs you big time out here. A couple guys going off wide. So, as we round out the final couple of corners here, it's Tim in the lead, followed by Andy Park, Luca Andretti. Top 3 stays the same. It all shuffles up down after. On board here, Christian Romao. A lot of them going wide out there. They're going to get their track limit warnings as they go wide, but nonetheless, they keep on going. A car in the pits there. It's Layla, Miss Midnight Bloom. Got a drive-through for jumping the start, and she is right back out on circuit. But meanwhile, there you see Christian Romao trying to hunt down Luca Andretti. Luca's got a little bit of rust, you know. It's his first race back after all. And even though he's one of the fastest guys out there, racing is a whole different ball game. So he's chasing hard, looking for the move now on Luca Andretti, and Mike Van Doorn, trouble for him. Where is he at? We got word that he made contact with Nixon. Nixon behind Mike Van Doorn. Cannot make the same mistake this time through the curbing. Stays the same as they are at the moment. Christian Ramau has to put down a lot of pressure now onto Luca Andretti here. A bit of lockup on the inside tire. So, as we round out the final... Just doing a bit of audio checks, making sure everything is safe and sound. So, we're coming down to it. Pit window will open early on here, and we're getting some word that there was contact. Somebody in the background. Anderson Baiano and Leslie Owens. Leslie shuffled down to 17th behind the pack. There's a lot of work to do to get right back up to the front, and the mid-pack's getting pretty hot out there. And there you see Layla, Midnight Bloom. What can she do? Takes it very wide, swings it in, gets very close to the rear end of Anderson Baiano. What's up? Explain in the chat. I know you guys have been having a little bit of issues trying to get in there, so unfortunately, it's all weight down on to one individual. Here in this race, his name is Mark Crawford. He's in the top 10. So you can already see on the minimap the gaps just getting bigger and bigger. On board, Regan Milana. Dr. Milana now wants to have a little checkup here with Evan Steinberg. Losing a bit of time as they enter into the stadium section, however. So we'll need to close that gap up ASAP. Luca Andretti doing a great job of closing this gap up to Andy Park, and this is where Luca shines. He's all about just keeping the pressure and keeping it cool. And Luca's presence, it may not scare Andy Park as much as the other drivers who have experienced Luca Andretti, but the Swiss Superman, keep an eye on him. But Andy Park, a newcomer, we have no details, no information on who this individual is. All that we know is that he's fast. You see in the background there, Christian Ramau in the BWT car trying to close up to this gap, this top four, basically staying pretty much identical in this one. As they head into the hairpin section, pits are now open. As Danny Nasseir contacts, something went wrong. A little bit of door-to-door banging. And Danny Nasseir losing out ground down to P14. Between those two. But meanwhile, this gap getting very much closer. Back on board, Luca Andretti. Gap getting very close. And on your side, you have your battle for P12 into the stadium section. Luca may have an opportunity and nose up the inside, but wisely backs out, has the opportunity on the inside, has to take it, licks the stamp, and absolutely sends it. Meanwhile, I think Andy Park might be heading into the pits. He does. Andy Park making a very, very early pit stop. I know he's on, is he on the soft compounds at the moment? He is on the softs. No, he's on the hards. He started on the hard tires. So, very interesting to note. But there you go. That is how quick a pit stop is around here. So, first stop of the day. And actually, he's not the only one. Regan Milana also made a pit stop in this one. Oh, Layla, trouble for her. Made contact. And the front end is very much damaged. Yeah, there you see. The windscreen is absolutely destroyed there. Not the best start Layla wants in this one. That's for sure. But meanwhile, it's now put almost all the top drivers on the back foot because of Andy Park's decision to take a pit stop. Regan Milana, who reportedly says did make a pit stop. Did he? It's reporting that he did. He may have run through the pits. Nonetheless, though, if he did, it's interesting to know where he lands up against Andy Park. If not, then it's just Andy who now puts heavy pressure on the rest of the field. Oh, there's trouble. It's Anderson Baiano. He retires out of the German Grand Prix, located at the hairpin section. Whatever went wrong has gone horrible, and he's out of this one. So our first retirement of the day. It's a shame for the BMWs out there. Is he the team BMW out there? I'm pretty sure he's the team BMW. Sorry, he's the Mercedes. So my mistake there. Meanwhile, Ilham Lesmana. First of all, welcome back. We haven't seen Ilham in very, very long. It's been far too long since we've seen him. He is now chasing down Kasper Tazayaki. Don't get their flags mixed up here as he goes down the inside. Lesmana, what a dive there. Has he got the move done? Not quite as he covers the inside. Tazayaki may have a word to say. No, he backs out. He gets very close to the rear. Tazayaki cannot do anything about it. Lesmana up to 4th place. And we're getting word from Anderson Baiano apologizing to Emily. As there was contact and his pedal broke. So Anderson Baiano, technical difficulties from him, his pedal breaking in that Mercedes, the last thing that you want. Regardless though, as we continue this race, you see the pressure that's going on here. Tazayaki not letting up on this place. He wants back P4. They head into 1. You see how close he's getting. Andy Park, fastest lap of the race. He is now on that soft compound tire. Just to read you through the tire compound strategy. As Luca, Mike Van Dorn, contact with the wall potentially somewhere. It may have tapped it, but he got a bit of damage. That's where we're getting reports from. So Tim, Luca, Christian, Ilham, Kasper, and Evan, your top 6 all on the soft compound tires. Look at the side of the Barbie BMW. There's a lot of damage there. This could be the chance for Nixon to nick a position here off of the Dutchman. Side by side as they head into the hairpin section. Can they both get the cars slowed down in time? Over under for Mike Van Dorn. Easy as you does it. Isn't that easy, however? They're neck and neck going into the kink. Dan and Nasseir gonna have a front row seat to this action here as Nixon just losing out. Van Dorn on the inside takes back the position, goes a little bit deep, locking up, but able to hold on to P11. Regan Milana, the only driver on the hard compounds in the top 7. Behind, it's Andy Park. He's back on the softs for the first time here. Klaus on the hards, Crawford, and the rest of the pack looking backwards as Van Dorn drifts it sideways. Nixon on the inside. Can he get the position now? And Van Dorn is struggling. He is struggling in the Barbie BMW. Side by side as they head into 1. And you see him, it's just not working out. Van Dorn, oh, he's in the wall. From bad to worse, Mike Van Dorn, more damage picked up in the Barbie BMW. It's not looking well for him at all. You got to imagine what's going on. The crowd's loving it, that's for sure. So once again, with the pit window continuing to stay open, it has not let that many drivers jump. In fact, it's what we can recall, it's only 2. And oh, Van Dorn spins it at the hairpin. Oh, he's going to reverse. He has to make sure he gets right back on the circuit, safe as possible, no contact. That's exactly what he does. And Van Dorn, this is a nightmare for him here. And we're only now getting into what is the regular distance of this one. Christian Ramau, bit of trouble for him. He made a bit of contact somewhere on the wall. He stays out. He stays racing, of course, but is there a bit of damage? Can we spot anything? Not too sure. Meanwhile, here we have Andy Park chasing down Regan Milano for P7. This is your battle for P6. Steinberg just up ahead. Aston Martin, Audi, Mercedes, all fighting hard for this one. And we're now going to enter into, essentially, what was originally the lapped sessions for the DTM World Championship from previous years. Park on the inside, contact is made door to door, and he's gonna get his way through. That's proper DTM racing for you, real touring car racing there. And Park is gonna get that move done, albeit with maybe a little dent in that fresh new paint. Milano's gonna want to try to get back here from that position lost. Park is gonna just be focusing on the car ahead. Meanwhile, you watch there, Ilham using the force as he chases down the battle for third. But there you see up the road. Look at this battle here. Look how close this fight is getting. And up the road, you also see Ilham getting the move almost, basically. Doesn't get it done. Not this time by Park. Can he get this move done? Sliding it through turn one. Wow, what a drive there. Andy Park literally slicing the competition. Fantastic. We're getting word for the paddock pen now. Mike Van Doren reporting after lap 1 damage, undrivable, no grip. The rear was just all over the place, too much damage afterwards. He takes it out the race. He's your second retirement here at the German Grand Prix. Evan Steinberg now on the inside. Side-by-side action. He pushes almost. They stay within track limits. They respect each other. You see on your small screen there, Christian Ramau chasing down Ilham Lesmana for position. Those two swap. Park, though, still holding on. Steinberg not letting go. This is incredible racing here. Swings it in. Hard on the curb. All the exit curb needed. Steinberg, though, he's losing a bit of time, however, into the stadium section. He gets very close to the rear, but the exit's compromised. Park gets through. He is skimmering away, and he gets that one firmly done there. P11, Danny Nasseir, a little bit of yellow flags. He went a bit off. Back on track, stays 11th. And that's going to be a cut warning there. That was a hard cut warning there, Christian Ramau. But this one just gets better and better. Lap after lap as this one goes by. Christian Ramau. There you see him. He's 1.2 behind Ilham. Identical pink cars, but do not get confused between them. They are still two talented drivers that are not compared in the slightest. They are the best of the best. Teammates, of course. Oh, trouble. Who's that in the background? That's Tatsuyaki. He's hit the wall. Too much on throttle and goes for a spin. He gets back going, but he's been shuffled down to P8. And that's not going to work for him. So Tatsuyaki on the back foot here in the Audi. And, oh, you see that? The rear end just not working out for him. Trying to hold on to that car. Let's see how he fares in the stadium section. You remember Van Doren lost so much time because damage and overheated tires. It's not going to work out for you. You need to just pit at that point. Those tires are just absolutely destroyed. We're on lap 11 now. We're getting to the point where these tires are really dropping off now. Oh, what has happened here? Tim Stoll and Luca Andretti swap positions. When did that happen? Am I late to the party for realizing that? I am very late to the party. Yes, I am. What happened to Tim Stoll? I apologize to the folks in chat who may have potentially saw it and was just waiting for me to say something and I didn't. Tatsuyaki in the pits. Luca Andretti takes the lead of this race. And that is absolutely huge. I didn't see what happened to him. Oh, Tim. Oh, he's made contact with the wall. He's got damage. Tim, stall. Damage. Lots of it. It's just getting worse, and that makes total sense. More and more damage from that car. What went wrong there with him? And seeing in the paddock pen that looks like Leslie has disconnected from the session, has been disconnected. Nothing from our end. Tim, though, wisely is going to take it into the pits, losing the lead, and it's just gotten bad to worse in this one. And does he get it perfectly? No, he even misses his box. It gets even worse for him. Luca Andretti now firmly in the lead of this one. Were we potentially robbed of a fight for the race lead? Who knows? We only can tell by the end of it. Lap traffic now appears for Luca Andretti. And there you see just up ahead. Who is that? That is Layla getting off the circuit to let through lap traffic. But regardless, though, very action-packed race. Lots of battles around. Here's one right now. Christian Ramau chasing down Klaus Klint. A lot of drivers, meanwhile, getting their pit stops taken. Regan Milana side by side, almost with Evan Steinberg now. Regan, what can he do? Oh, very wide there. It just loses a lot of momentum trying to hold on. I'm seeing in chat that, I think that's Leslie in the chat saying the server just nuked some of us. I believe it was just you, Leslie, who got disconnected, saying you can't rejoin. I'm not too sure what that is about. Meanwhile, here is Tim Stahl now, and in the background, trouble there. Who was that? It's Klaus who goes off, and Ramau is going to be free from that fight there. Tim is making his grounds now, and he's got a lot of work to do. A lot of drivers could potentially be on the two-stop strategy in this one as well. So can't forget about it. Here we have Lesmana, Andy Park. Look at this. Down the inside, Andy Park goes. Has he gotten that move done? Sweet as you like it. Park is up to second, and he has a pit stop in his pocket. He is 17 seconds behind the race leader. If Andy Park can keep this momentum up and close this gap to a Luca Andretti on old soft compound tires, this could be absolutely huge. Does Luca take it to the pits? No, he's going to stay out. Keep an eye on that delta. It may get closer. Back here on board Regan Milana. A lot better entry here into the stadium section. So, picking away at the time here, Regan closing up this gap, wanting to get this move done. You see how close he's getting. He's in the slipstream. It's just not working out for him. Pretty much identical. Meanwhile, Ramau against Nixon on the inside. Slow exit there for the Audi. Can he get that move done on the inside? P7. Can Nixon fight back? Nope. Christian Ramau up to 7th place. Let's head back to this fight here. And can Milana put any challenge? Oh, Nixon back on the inside. Christian Ramau goes deep. Can we see him pull the over-under? A lot better of an exit, and I think he's able to. Yes, he does. He's on the inside now, side by side into the kink. Room is left for the both of them. Now Nixon shuffled to the inside. It's going to be a tight line. Christian Romao is going to try to round this one around the outside. Gets it done before they get to the corner. And Christian to 7th place. Fantastic fighting between the two. Meanwhile, we visit back this fight here. So far, your pit stops are Andy Park from P2, Tim Stahl, P6, Christian Romao, P7, Kasper Tezayaki, P12, and Layla Miss Midnight Bloom, P14. So, lots of action here. Chad is saying hectic. It's very hectic with these battles, but you're not going to get battles quite like this. CMRSC giving you the best of the best every Saturdays. You want to get on the action, join with the link in the description or the link in the pinned chat. And get a part of the action. It's all free. You can get on the action for free. 36 minutes left to go. 26 minutes left for the pits to be open. Luca Andretta extending this gap. And he's up. Oh, he's up quite a bit. It's kind of juggling here. Did Park have a slow exit here? Tezayaki retiring? We're getting word that Tezayaki may have retired at the session. He has. Kasper Tezayaki, your 4th retirement now. Out of this race, completing 15 laps. That is a shame for him. Just that's what happens. One mistake, hitting the wall, it's game over. The drivers wanted a higher setting for the damage. We've given them 70, about 70%. And that is really biting them in this one. You take a look at the difference between the Aston Martin and the Audi. That Aston, he is soaring up there. And Regan just letting him know that he's there. Slow exit there from Steinberg. Just the car not working out for him. Looking at the rear. What can Steinberg do? Has to hold off. This is a charging Dr. Milana. Your fluke shot is due, Steinberg. But he's holding off. He's doing a great job. This is one of the best drives I've seen from Evan Steinberg. Really holding off and on the 4th. Who knew that Valhalla makes magic? Well, if you've been with us for a while, you know that the Valhalla outfit has gifted us champions like Dylan Morante. We've seen the likes of the Valhalla outfit also taking team championships as well, and the next prodigy out here. Surprisingly, he only likes picking American drivers, Steinberg. And meanwhile, side by side, look at this. Klaus Clint, Danny Nasseir fighting between each other. Aston Martin against Mercedes. As they exit out the stadium section. Looks like Klaus, is he firmly ahead of this one? Danny Nasseir trying to fight back. Can he do so? On the front straight, once again, crossing over. And any chance of it? Oh, there's trouble. Looks like Layla made a lot of contact on the wall. Could be some bent steering. Very much a bent steering for Layla. It's gone bad to worse. Lap traffic behind in the form of... Oh, and oh no! It's a Sebastian Vettel moment! Layla's just pulled a Sebastian Vettel off the circuit. I'm so sorry if I triggered a Ferrari fan there. That Mercedes is just not functioning at all. Takes it to the pits. Meanwhile, Andy Park is coming in for a second stop. That is very interesting. And oh, Emily missing the box there. Missed by a long shot, continuing to reverse. Entering in. I'm not too sure what went wrong there for the Nissan, but Park with a two-stop strategy. Layla's out of this race as well. And one mistake hitting the wall, it's costing so many drivers. It's costing about 4 drivers already. Wow. These cars biting hard. It's left us down to about 14 competitors on track, but still a close one. Regardless, though, Park on a 2-stopper now. Meanwhile, Luca Andretti has yet to get in the box once. He still holds on to the lead. And oh my god, there you see the struggling. And he's in the pits now. Finally, after 18 hard laps, is going to come in. And is he going to take the hards or is he going to come in for a different set? Does he make the box? He does so. Now we wait. He's still on the softs, as we see here. We're going to have to wait till he gets back on the circuit. Rounding out the final corner, here comes Lesmana. Not going to be able to take the lead. Lucas on hard tires for the final 30 minutes. He's pit basically on the halfway point of this one. He stretched the fuel as much as possible. Game on. Meanwhile, there you see Park chasing hard now. Next one up the road, it's Regan Milana. Ilham, also to note, he's in P2, has not made a pit stop yet. Behind Park, it's Tim Stahl in the Mercedes. Back up to this fight here. Danny Nasseir trying to get this gap down. Closed on the Klaus. Easy as you like. And Danny almost lost the rear end and entered the pits himself, but he's going to shuffle up to P8, P9, P8. Klaus is going to come in for his pit stop now. So incredible racing out here so far. And the Stag saying in chat, only one driver had to retire from not a crash trouble. However, Lesmana may have hit the wall on the outside. Oh, no, it's the inside. Look at the damage there. On the passenger side, that's a lot. Is there bent steering potentially? Look on board. We're only going to find out as we're getting onto the straights. Nah, it looks good. So no bent steering there from Lesmana. And there you see in the back now, Andy Park chasing down Regan Milana. Regan takes it wide. Better exit from Andy Park. Heading into turn 2. On the brakes, hitting the apex. Beautiful apex there from Andy Park. Flick it to the left-hander. This is your fight for third. Mercedes against Audi. Classic rivalry in DTM. Very, very strong rivalry, of course. Milana is going to take it to the defensive line. He's not even going to be able to hold off this fight. He's going to shuffle behind Park. Andy goes up to third place. Next one up the road. Oh, it's going to be Calvet. Oh, no. No, that's not the best of rejoins there. Has to stick on one side of the circuit. Blue flags Torres. Blue flags Torres. So just stick on one side of the track and let the two cars bind through. And he's doing so. Oh, it's going to be very tight. He gets through, though. All right, nicely done. And joining in here, says he's P16. He was having some connectivity issues trying to get in on the session, so he missed the start. He's back on, though. And you know what? Respect to him. He wants to get some laps under his belt, get a feel for these events. Driving standards of Mario Kart, can't believe it. I think that's Layla in chat. Well, I'm not positive what went down. I didn't see Mario Kart levels of driving. If anything, what we've seen on the stream has been nothing but the best of racing. And the only incidents that have been going down are... oh, Nixon's out of this race as well. Nixon out. after 20 laps, Nixon's out of this one as well. Not able to keep up. So many drivers are retiring. But yeah, like I said, on the broadcast, we have not seen the horrible set of driving out here at all. Here comes Tim. Has to lap now. Torres. I think Torres is going to let him through on the exit here. And he's going to do so potentially. Torres, that's a lapped car behind. You got to keep an eye on your blue flags. And Nixon's saying he got disconnected at the session. Could be due to ping. Oh, a lot of a hard slide there from Tim Stull. Rounding the final corner there onto the front straight now. And Nixon back on the circuit here. Not too sure what went down there, that's for sure. So Nixon, I'm not too sure what happened there, but it is a retirement from you, and it will be investigated after the race. I'm sorry about it. But we'll look at it after the race. Most likely, it was your ping that went over 500. That's the only possible thing that would have gotten you disconnected. So, part of the new rule set is for, oh, it's Andy Park down the inside, out of absolutely nowhere. Elham, I don't think even he thought that was going to go down. That was an insane one there. As Elham's going to take it into the pits. I don't think those tires are going to be holding up much longer there after 22 laps coming in. So, pit stop underway for Ilham Lesmana. That's going to shuffle up Tim. Where's Christian Ramau? Remember, those two were very close. This could be a fight on pit exit. We're going to stay on board. Can Ilham go through? No, Ilham is not going to be able to shuffle up. But you're going to see on pit exit, potentially, maybe? Side by side, though. As you see lap traffic. Just going through Torres. And Lesmana trying to come up now. But 24 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in this race. Lesmana now having to deal with some lap traffic and then back up into the fray here, but leaving it to a pit stop very late. At your risk. Slow tires. Compromises, but better fuel economy coming up to the end of this one. And now Torres has to let through. Lap traffic here. Oh no, it's into the apex there. Ilham just running into the rear there. Nothing can be done. Nothing I could have saw. Oh, 10-second time penalty for Klaus Klint, cutting the circuit. One of the other new rule sets here. And he's going to let through Luca Andretta. So no drive-through penalties. He's going to get an additional 10 seconds at the end of this race. So what a fight this is. Really turning out to be here. And we're still not quite done with it yet. Next week out, of course, we head on over to America at Watkins Glen. Cannot wait for it. And Layla saying blue flags can't blue flag. Well, I'm not too sure about that one there. Maybe something could be done. I'm not too sure. Well, Torres, in his debut race, of course, has to let through lapped cars if it's at least 2 seconds, or seeing the blue flag, of course. So here comes Evan Steinberg now. And AC staying on to the outside of the track, and does so very much well. Contact on the wall there is Mark Crawford. So, a lot of lapped cars to go through. Oh, and that's, oh no, that's Christian Ramau! Exits out, and he's gonna take it straight to the pits. Wow. So, Christian Ramau, those tires not holding up as well. And, oh, it's even bad to worse, missing the box. So, waiting to continue on here. Are we at every driver making a pit stop from that there? Yes, we are. So the final 20 minutes all coming down to hard racing. But 11 minutes left to go in the pit window. However, with that being said, they could still pit at any point in this one. And it won't matter, so they've already made their mandatory pit stops. That's the most important part. 20 minutes left to go in this one. Let's go through the order here today. Let's start off with our retirements. So, Anderson Baiano and Leslie Owens retiring from lap 4. Mike Van Doren retiring from lap 8. Kasper Tezayaki lap 15. As Danny Nasseir letting through lap traffic there from Andy Park. So yes, Kasper Tezayaki retiring from lap 15. Layla retiring from lap 17. Nixon retiring from lap 20. And then we get on to our live order. So, Kilvert Torres, my apologies. Making his debut here, missing out the start, but wants to get his feet wet in this one. And continuing this one. So, getting his feet wet, getting ready for the next one. He really wanted to get to the start of this first round, but just unable to do so, but has some fantastic paint to go with it. Emily, P11 in the lone Nissan. And doing very well, P11. Mark Crawford, P10. In the lone X-Play car. And then followed up through the top 10, P9. Danny Nasseir. And continuing on, P8. Klaus Klint. P7, Christian Ramau. P6, Evan Steinberg. About 7.4 seconds behind this man here, Ilham Lesmana. P4, Regan Milana. P3, now getting back up, chases on to try to catch up to Andy Park. Can he do so? He did take a lot of damage. One of the more consistent drivers here, Park, though. P2, debut race. 8 seconds behind Luke Andretta going through lap traffic. So lap traffic now here for the leader, Luca Andretti. He's going to want to get a move on, get passed through as soon as possible. Going through the hairpin section and heading right out the way for your race leader, of course. And does so. So basically no time lost at that part there of the circuit. But 7.3, 7.9, game is on. Let's take a look at these previous lap times here. So Luca Andretti crossing the line with a 128.750. Andy Park, a 128.779. Identical. Pretty much neck and neck. 16 minutes left to go. Lap traffic ahead now. Could be a bit of slipstream as well. Luca is going to have the likes of P11 and P7 to go through as well. .4 now as we go through here. Lots of comments being made in the paddock pen, and well, I'm also playing double duty, watching that go on, babysitting them through as well. A lot of drivers not happy. Some of them having issues with from track limits to the ping as well. Nonetheless, though, thanking chat as well. Talking about incidents. It's incident talk anywhere and everywhere. But of course, everything is going to be reviewed after the race, as it normally is. That's what we do as a community. As Emily gets right behind Luca Andretti as he flashes his headlights and extending that gap now. Tim Stahl in the pits again now for another pit stop. So I think this is his second stop now in this race. Ricky Milana might meet Tim on pit exit. Does he? Gets ahead. Yeah, Layla, we'll watch it together at the end of the race. That's one of the things that sucks is my role here. I'm commentating. I wish I could be a part of the talks during the race for incident review, but I can't do that. That's the part of just being a commentator and running the show. But either way here. As Christian Ramau, oh, trouble for Christian Ramau. He's hit the wall. Yeah, he's going slow. Out of turn 2. Trouble for him. Man, what a fight that is here. Apologies for that. Just opening up Content Manager for the moment there. And look at the damage on the front of that. As, sliding the rear end there. And seeing in chat there, half the grid is gone. Good thing I took my time off for this one. Well, let's break it down straight as Christian Romao enters the pits, and let's figure out why there were retirements. As it stands right now, we only know that Leslie and Nixon disconnected due to their ping going kablamo, and then the rest of the drivers, Anderson had a faulty pedal as, Christian Romao comes out now, and it's not working for him. So Christian Romao now retires out. You see, that's what I'm talking about. You say half the grid is gone. They're literally just dropping like flies. When you crash once, they give up. And it's a bit of a shame here that maybe you might see these guys push hard towards the end of this championship, and it'll be this race that'll be the deciding factor. What went wrong? So Christian Romao, who was fighting hard in the top 5, has retired, and he forgot to change the number of his splitter, so he was running a wrong setup. But yes, to put it lightly, you either disconnect from here due to you getting taken out, but when I say taken out, all these disconnections have been people crashing by themselves, which is mind-boggling. A lot of drivers really getting hit the wrong way around here in this one. It's left us confused out here. A lot, and these are big names that were fighting for top steps. Christian Romao, Layla, Casper, Mike, Baiano even. These are drivers who are former podium holders, and all of them making very, very rookie mistakes. And Danny Nasseir again, look at that! Losing the back end! One of them as well. Turning into a game of Eliminator out here. As this one comes down to it. 10 minutes left to go. And look at this. We have a bit of a battle here. Tim Stahl, Regan Milana. Remember, Tim came out the pits. They're side by side heading into turn 2. Hard on the brakes. Tim trying to get the move done. Has he got the move done? And he got it. Beautiful. So Regan Milana shuffled down to P4, and the doctor couldn't hold on that time around. Well then, what a fight. Oh, Tim losing the back end. But Tim now up to P3. And hitting the grass there. Ilham getting a 10-second time penalty for track limits. And that is another driver with a penalty there. Klaus, of course, your last one. With all these retirements, it's allowing some of these drivers to get some free points. There's Danny Nasseir letting through Stahl and having to crawl, but it's the right thing to do, letting those cars through. Ooh, he's put down the power a little too early there, and he's now got going. You see Emily in the back there from P10. But Andy Park taking his second stop earlier on as bounced his way out of that fight with himself between the leader, and these strategies getting very, very funky out here. Wow. And Marlon Young stated in chat, you make a mistake and you pay. And Marlon, of course, he is your 2024 DTM World Champion. So he knows these cars in and out. Meanwhile, a lot of action back here. P8, P5, P10. A lot of lapped cars with each other. Oh, a bit of lag there from Ilham. And, oh, that's one car off. I think Danny Nasseir just making a mistake there on the edge of the track. Hard lock up there. And gets going. 7 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in this race. Your top three staying the same, or will it? Because Regan Milana's still not that far off. And you see in chat, Martin Webster willing on Crawford in the pits now. Could be a final stop here. A quick set of soft compounds. Where is he to the likes of the rest of the drivers? Well, Danny Nasseir is very far ahead. So, honestly, as long as Crawford finishes, he'll be fine. Luca Andretti coming around T1, and he's going to swiftly get past Crawford. And, ooh, naughty there, Crawford. You can't cross over the white line there. I hope my eyes deceive me on that part. But there you have your race leader, the Swiss Superman Luca Andretti, continuing to stretch his wings out and trying to pull this off as a one-stop. The only other drivers to do that? Well, Ilham, Evan, Klaus. That's the only drivers who are making this one-stop work out. So, as we come down to the end of this here, still waiting for this one to be done here. Time comes down to the final 5 minutes of this race. And Luca looking strong out here. P2, AC Andy Park still closing down, but it's not going to be enough time unless Luca does go for a late pit stop. But I would assume he has the fuel to make it to the end, so no issue there. Oh, P5, a little bit of yellows there going wide off the circuit. That's Lesmana. Remember, next week out, same time, same place, you're going to get a much bigger crowd for the American Grand Prix at Watkins Glen. It's the return to Watkins Glen. We haven't seen it in the DTM World Championship in years, actually. It's been since 2022 as Tim Stall gets a 10-second time penalty for track limits. And now he's in big trouble because Regan Milana is going to be able, and well, Tim Stall needs to extend this one out. 10 more seconds. Well then, track limits has been, once again, they had 8 warnings, so basically 9. So that is huge. Tim now has to push on really hard if he wants his first podium in CMRSC. He's still pushing hard. I mean, penalty track limits reset for him, so he is able to kind of work his way around that. We're coming to it now. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to go after an hour of racing. And it all comes down to this. Hilverth on the track again. Now, I don't know if he parked it in the pits. I assume he did because he's back out on track. Because, of course, rules state that teleporting into the pits will get you disqualified, but there's nothing wrong with parking it and then coming out a bit later, but yeah, see, he's back out on track. Wanted to maybe finish this one? Well, that'd be great on him if he can. But nonetheless, though, 1 minute, 40 seconds left to go. We're basically at the 2 to go for Luca Andretti to finish this race. On the top step, leading the championship. If you're a long-time viewer of CMRSC, that his name haunts you. He is a multi-time champion, and one of the championships that he debuted at, the 2020, was it 2022 or 2023? I can't remember when Luca did debut with us, but he debuted back at DTM a while ago. So, for him to return back now and potentially hunting for the one title he never got, he's been able to claim championships left, right, and center through different categories of GT racing. DTM is the only thing that haunts him. 2022 went to Sander van Leeuwen and Justin Nasseir for Series 1 and Series 2. 2023 went to the youngster, the youngest champion in Martin Toth at just 12 years old. 2024 went to Marlon Young. And as we head into 2025, this could be Luca Andretti's year to get a championship. He's still yet to check off on his resume, and he is on the final lap here for the German Grand Prix. Marlon saying he'll be back next week, and I know he's going to be back with a vengeance, that's for sure. Take a look at this. Regan Milana has lost out a lot of time, and he's lost out quite a bit. He's 8 seconds from Tim Stall. He might have made a mistake somewhere, but Tim may be able to hold on to this podium on the final lap. P5, Les Mon is off the circuit. Gets going. Oh, the car is just squirming along. These drivers eager, trying to get their way to finish. Keep an eye on that time there for Regan Milana. But as for this man, the Swiss Superman returns to CMRSC. And personally, I don't know if this is the championship campaign or a one-off. Whatever the case may be, Luca Andretti has shown the world that he still has it. He returns home to CMRSC and he wins the German Grand Prix. What a fight. What a race. All right, end of T1, Luca. End of T1 or end of T2. You can just park it there. We're going to park it in podium formation. Andy Park debuting, finishes second place. And Tim Stall, I don't think he's going to be able to hold on. He'll be able to finish P3. Or is it not enough time? Tim Stall, though, will come across the line. He will finish third on track. And 10 seconds will be added to his time. Regan Milana comes around, and he should be able to take the podium for himself. Regan line up to the end where the rest of the drivers are, T2. And Klaus will also get his drive-through added at the end of his race. So what a fight that was. We're still going to interview Tim as well. Ilham also going to get his one added. But Luca Andretti, ladies and gentlemen, he's back and he's got it done. P1 for him. What a race it was. We're just waiting for P11 to come around. That's your top three. Regan Milana will score the podium. It will also be looked at just to double check to make sure that he did crossover. All right there. So what a race. Coming to the end of it, we've lost a lot of soldiers due to incidents and ping. But nonetheless, though, we get to the end. We get to the end here. And we're going to start off with our man who finishes P1. And we're going to invite you on to the channel here to talk. It's your man who finishes P1 and a man who needs no introduction. But if you are a new viewer of CMRSC and it has been a while since you've seen this name, let me introduce you to the Swiss Superman, Luca Andretti. You take victory here at the German Grand Prix. First and foremost, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm a bit rusty still. I might have won the race, but I'm very not consistent at driving, locking up, and just getting lots of oversteer, but mainly because of the tires. Lots of tire saving this race. Had to make those softs last for half an hour at the start. They really started to go off quickly. I noticed from Andy and Tim Stahl, I think, and it's just the tires, they wore off so quickly. I knew, as you always say, Rahul, it's a marathon, not a sprint, so you just gotta try and make the most out of what you have.
And you did. You survived an hour of racing and in a car and through a championship that is one that you have not ticked off on your bucket list. I only heard rumors that this may be your only race. Is that true? Is there potentially future races here for Luca in the one championship yet to conquer?
Maybe. But I was tempted to do Hockenheim since I'm obviously going there in real life to drive on Monday with my car. And then, yeah.
Well,
a little funny coincidence.
Yeah, good practice.
Exactly.
Nonetheless, though, you take P1, maximum points to you. We hope we can see you very soon and maybe fight for this title because the competition looks very tough, especially through qualifying.
Yeah, definitely. Quali pace, I'm definitely lacking a bit of, as I said, consistency. It's not that the pace isn't there. I have it on my Delta. I just can't put the lap together. I just, if I want to race, actually, then I'll have to really get used to AC again, since I'm obviously on iRacing now.
Yeah, it's definitely a large leap. But nonetheless, though, welcome back and congratulations. A great win on your return here to CMRSC.
Thank you.
We'll drop him down and we're going to talk to our man who finishes P2, Andy Park. Debut here in CMRC. Andy, do you have a copy?
Yo, hello man. First of all, I appreciate the attitude. That is lovely, that is fantastic. Second, it is an absolute honor to be here, especially sharing the podium with Luca. I personally hadn't really known because I've only been in the server 3 days, but to finish P2 in such a competitive paddock just has me thrilled that it's been one hell of an hour, especially with the strategy that we chose to go for.
Well, take us through it. What was the strategy like throughout this race for you?
When I tried the hards on the soft compound, I found out that they were down at quite a similar pace, so it was pretty straightforward. I was like, okay, I have to go into the hards because it's mandatory, but try to stay away from them as much as I can. So my initial thought was, if I qualify in a decent place, maybe I can try to keep position and just stop immediately. But yeah, thankfully I managed to materialize the good qualifying position, and then it was just like a 3-stop, just trying to make the most out of the softs, which wore off at 13 laps. But yeah, very good strategy, I'd reckon.
And you finish P2, coming to the end of it. A debut effort, mind I remind you. That's just got to feel great, doesn't it?
Insanity. It is insanity. I come from a drought of good results in various leagues, so being able to taste my efforts and efforts for the entire team, I have to give a second to thank everyone that's been involved in today. Leila, Tina, Camila, Amir, that made delivery, the motivation, all the organization. It's just an amazing team. I couldn't be more happy to have them. So yeah, it feels amazing and tenfold to get to share this beautiful moment with them.
It's very awesome to see you with us, and we can't wait to see what future events look like for you. Congratulations. Celebrate that podium.
Absolutely, man. It's been amazing. Take care, you all.
A great result there from Andy Park, and now we get into our man who finishes P3. Now, on track, it was Tim. However, he got a 10-second time penalty, and that's not the end of the story. He's actually facing potential disqualification from not changing his compound. So confidently on the third step, on the final step of the podium, give it up to the doctor. Dr. Milana, you're back on here. I just see you're muted there. Welcome.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I gotta be honest, man. This is probably the most undeserving podium I've ever got. Because after qualifying, after seeing the top 4 running away in the 126, I was like, there's no way I could have get close to them. But first I got stuck behind Evan. I was thinking that starting with the hard is probably a bad idea, but after seeing how fast the guys are in the softs for quite a long time, actually for the entire stint, suddenly I was confident I'm making the right choice, and the right choice it is.
It all worked out for you strategy-wise, but coming to the end of that one, it was a real true test. You may have gotten the notification. Did you get the notification, actually, that he got a 10-second time penalty, and what was the mindset from there?
After seeing the notification, my heart just sank really fast. Like, there's no way this could have happened. So I tried to push, but after seeing my fuel, I decided to just take it easy, avoid any cuts, and I just barely made it to the finish with 0.3 fuels left. So yeah, that's it.
Congratulations, P3, celebrate it. I won't say his name because I'm going to get copyright, but I know he'll also be celebrating as well. Congratulations, P3 for you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
That's going to do it there for this one. We're going to head into the lounge directly after for our competitors here if you want to stick around. If not, we hope to see you next week for the American Grand Prix at Watkins Glen. We hope to see you there. Great showing out here for the first one. And to all our viewers at home, thank you so much for an amazing showcase here today. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on course for 2,500 subscribers. It would mean a lot if you can hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. Next week out for round 2, it's same time, same place at Watkins Glen.